Welcome to the Ascend Growth AI podcast, where we mix smart growth moves with a little AI magic. I'm Teresa. Let's dive in. For today's guest, we have Divya Tanna, a former Meta and Intel program manager turned education entrepreneur. She's made the bold leap from Silicon Valley to Main Street, launching her own Mathnasium franchise in Sacramento, and she's already planning her next expansion just months in. So, Divya, thank you so much for being on the podcast with me today.
Thank you, Teresa, for the wonderful introduction. I'm so happy to be here and I'm looking forward for this next wonderful 1 hour.
Okay, perfect. So, how about you start by sharing your journey with us, right? All the way from your roots in India and then into corporate roles and now becoming a franchise owner.
Absolutely. So I will include also some of my life incidences that actually panned out to be the owner of education franchisee owner here in Mathnasium. So as a young kid, I was very bright, intelligent person, an India kid, I would say. And but the biggest anxiety that I had in my life was math. Everything that I chose in my career is like avoiding a math after 10th or 12th grade. Mainly in India, after 10th grade, you have to choose mainstream, whether you want to go for a medical engineering or you want to become CPA or some management side courses. I was very bright, everything was good, but math was never my cup of tea. I had a very bad experiences. The way the teachers and the people taught me, and the environment I was in overall, and I can feel for a lot of kids also same like me. And then I got married and I moved to US, and I, being a very optimistic person and career oriented, I wanted to do my MBA from United States universities. And I told my husband that this is what my plans are. And he was, of course, onboarded with me. And then I figured that there's going to be GRE and GMAT, and that also going to be a higher level of math. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'll do something else. And my husband sat with me and we had a good discussion. He said, I have a good friends. I'm also good with math. I love math. He's a software engineer. And he says, well, I will teach you. And I'm like, okay, I trust you. And it's just like 1 month in my marriage life. So I definitely trust him. I don't know, after this 10 years. And we sat down, he started teaching me. So one thing that happened, that on a whiteboard, whenever he used to teach me on some math problems, I used to understand. But the problem was that even a trickier part of that, a slightly change in that questions, I started having an anxiety that I don't understand. And we
Mm.
figured that the root cause was from the strong foundation, like base was not there. Like from the starting from, higher level of multiplication, division, fraction, all the stuff, I was not getting it. And we bought the books from the fifth grade. We started doing it within 2.5 months. I cleared my GRE and I did my MBA from Chico State University in California. And I had an amazing time of my life for those 2 years. And before even graduating, before 8 months, I had my full-time offer from Intel, from IT department. And last 8 months was just like dream that I was having fun. I have a full-time job and all technical, everything. I did not had any anxiety, I did not had any fear. After that, I was very confident and I changed the way my life has, the way it changed. Even in a job world also, the way I was learning, my confidence, motivation, everything was to the next level. I had a very good
Mm.
time in Intel for a couple of years. Then I joined Meta, super amazing time. And I joined a small startup also in Sacramento. And one day I decided that I want to be on my own. I want to do something and I want to take a break. And 10 o'clock, I resigned and I took a break
Wow.
for 15 days. I also evaluated that, do I really want to go back again to the job, or I really want to spend my time and invest that what I really want to do. And couple of things that also goes as a business owner and entrepreneur that I have seen in your previous videos and previous people also guess that you have to see where do you exactly fit. What is your cup of tea? Don't go without your skills. So being an immigrant, we normally drive, towards food and dining. Okay, this is the things that we don't have this authentic thing. I come from in India, this specific part. I don't see that authentic food here. I think this would go really well here. So But that's not my cup of tea. I feel that I have to roll my sleeve and then I need to start doing that in my business. If staff is not there, anything that comes up, and food and beverages, I'm like, I'm not perfect person for that. And then through some research, I got it that, okay, education industry is my cup of tea and I can do really well. I'm good in marketing, I'm good in business, and the math, the best subject in my life that gave me the failure to anxiety to all the success and everything. Why not that? And I did research on a couple of other franchises and I fell in love with Mathnasium, the way they care for
Wow.
the owners also, customers also, parents and kids, their product and everything, and their support overall as a business owner. And I have opened this since this January 2025. And I have my big smile for this location. I love this journey. It's been ups and downs, which I expected a lot. I still have that courage and confidence that's still there in me after even 7 years of opening my first business in US, that I would love to expand it in near future. And I'm looking
Nice.
forward for the great opportunities. So that's pretty much my journey, how I landed here.
Yeah, that's a wonderful journey. And how ironic, though, right? The thing that gave you anxiety when you were younger, now that's what your business
Absolutely.
is focused on.
That helps me. Whenever the parents or the students comes in, walks in, I can understand from their body language that parents are pushing them and kids doesn't want to do that. And when I ask them like initial questions, initial conversations, I can understand even being sitting as a owner or teaching, I know what you are going through. I know how I can change it.
Yeah, no, that you definitely have a lot of empathy for the kids, which is super important. And I'm sure most people know what Mathnasium is, but for those who don't, can you explain what Mathnasium does?
Absolutely. So Mathnasium is a math learning center. So it's not only a tutoring center or a homework help center. When a kid comes into the center, we do their thorough assessment. And I like it because it's not that if a parent, for an example, comes of the sixth grader and says, my kid is like, let's take an overall scenario that my kid is struggling and they're having a problems last grade, they were not doing great. I think overall they were fine. So normally what people does, they start from the either one grade behind or on the same grade and let's start tutoring. But what Mathnasium does is that they take a thorough assessment. Even if you are high schooler, they would ask you the questions, what is 3 plus 5? What is 7 plus 8? And multiplication, division, we call it as a numerical fluency or a foundation. And we assess that exactly which topics or the skill gaps do you have in your kid in your
Mm-hmm.
math journey, and we start from there. Just the same way I explained the way my life changed, I started from the fifth grade, those topics, and then we master that and we go to the advanced level. So that's what Mathnasium is. That's the product that I like it.
Right. And
Mhm.
definitely has an impact on so many kids, which is nice. Who is your ideal customer? Like who do you typically look for?
I think you are asking from the perspective from the local marketing perspectives. If how does the customer
Correct.
finds me or who is more ideal customer? So my ideal
Right.
customers are the parents and kids in the education. And mainly I go through a lot of schools, local schools within my territory. I go to the community centers, Chamber of Commerce, city department also, and we do host a lot of community events. You may see here my branding, my tents are there, my giveaways are there, and we give them the free assessments. And in the school also, I go to the PTA board members and I am the part of each and every school PTA board members, attend that regularly. Whenever they have something donations needed, and most of the times, they are in need of donations. And I give them genuinely each and every school every 3 months that send me kids from each school and see the result, see how we change their life genuinely. And there are some kids that are financially struggling and they need scholarships, they need sponsorship, and we do provide that. Those are my ideal customers. And once we do, on top of that, in the schools also, we do a lot of math nights. So math nights, I feel like very excited, not just a marketing thing. It feels like there in a school, there are a lot of art projects and the sports things and all the events are coming. But in a very less time of the school year, I would say the STEM things are happening. We do math nights. I have all the materials. We bring our staff and everything in the school lobby and lunch places, cafeteria. Parents and the kids comes. And the main idea is that my staff or the volunteer would teach them how to play this, but will not play with them. Parent and kids will play. They will
Mm,
at least understand that math is a fun subject to bond at home. We have a lot of things that you don't need to spend money or invest money. Just use some pencils or any object in your house and let's start having the fun. Even in the car also, let's start
yeah,
having a fun conversation. Once they experience that, and once they spend 2 hours with me, and every year this is going to go year by year. And when they feel that they need a math help or they want to challenge their kids already doing really good in math, let's push them. Let's give them the right environment. And those are my right clients. The local schools,
mm,
PTA members, local communities, and be there in the library also. We offer a lot of free homework helps. When they come, they see the way they
mm.
see that the way we teach them how to do math in the homework, then they feel like now they need to learn. And that's how I attract my customers here to the door.
Right. It's such a good idea to partner with the PTA too. So that's a good way into the school. How has consumer spending on extracurricular activities shifted in your area? Has that had an impact?
I would still say very transparently, it's very hard. We have to change a lot of mindset, especially for a subject like math, science, academic subject. I have seen the cultural difference here that people spend a lot of money towards sports, which is amazing. Like you need
Yeah.
physical fitness, that making that career and everything. But with that also, I always feel that you need math. Even if you want to do photography, you want to be art and fashion creator, you want to be in a sports league, but when you become a successful, you have to handle your own finances, at least a small portion of it, and you need math, and the way you do math, it's academically, but the way you do math, like challenge yourself, your mind works in a very different ways, and that will also help you in your sports, in your photography, in your cooking, whatever the avenue that you want to do in your life. So I feel that spending money on math, it only comes when the teacher sees that your kid is struggling, and not only for the first year, but consistently 2, 3 years, they wait for it. Let me wait for this year, let me wait for this year. And then when it's like unavoidable, that's where they come for to spend the money on a subject like math. But once they come and once they see the result, I think then they don't get pull out their kids from the math center. Then they really continue for 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years.
Yeah, and it's good you're trying to make it fun, right? Because that hopefully when they need it, and even if they don't need it, then they still want to go in. Right. So
Absolutely.
how about AI? Are you currently using AI or does Mathnasium use AI in general?
I think, yes, Mathnasium, in the recent convention when I went to Mathnasium in Seattle in 2025, this July, I was super impressed because the convention main thing was the main message was like lot of development coming on AI side. So for an example, right now we are using a paper-based assessment and they are actually motivating us or encouraging us to use a digital assessment or they're going to do that in near future. So what happens when it's kind of an adaptive test. When a kid does like some questions wrong, some questions right, based on the AI, system will give them the next question, and based on that, we will analyze how the kid is doing, what exact topics do they need in their math journey to become successful or to be at least be on the grade level if they are not or get challenged, whatever the scenario is. From the Mathnasium headquarter perspective, absolutely they are doing amazing. It's a game changer. And I feel that they are also pushing the owners in the near future to digitalize entire center. And I feel that those data, once it will come after a few years, it's going to help tremendously for all the center, all the
Oh yeah.
students and parents ultimately, how the kid is behaving and how the kid is distracted or not. Are there really struggled areas for the kids or not, how they behaved. For my personally here, I use AI a lot in as a chat GPT and for my posting, for my Insta posting, or my for my making my strategies also, for my marketing also, for my face social media marketing, for my Google marketing, and every day I use AI. Even like small things, I would say I go above and beyond, and I actually ask all my parents to give me their math teacher's email address. And every month, each and every kid's math teacher gets email from us, individualized, customized, that this kiddo is coming here. This is what we are teaching them. What's our plan for the future? What's your plan for the future? And we include those things. So sending those things, like think about it, like sending 100 kids, teachers every month is emails customized. Of course, we need an
Yeah.
AI to do all this work, and that just happens in a few minutes or a few hours, right? I use AI for my official day-to-day operational life, for my marketing, making my strategy, how to be ahead with competitors here. Yeah,
That's great. What's working well for you in Mathnasium right now, and what are you proud of?
I think the working well is being a mom myself and understanding what other parents are actually expecting from me. So being here every day, always greeting parents personally, knowing them personally, knowing their kids personally, and invested in them, and giving them an extra thing also. For an example, if I know that kid is doing really good and they love math now and they're interested coming here, giving them like just a crossword puzzle or a sudoku
Mm.
or something like that, and keep telling parents that, see, what is this, is what they learn, you can do this in your next trip, and they would love it. Parents love this, that this owner
Yeah.
is personally invested. Also, talking and communication to the parents, like transparency. I know I put my daughter, 7 years old, one time into the chess class, and I asked them so many times, what's his learning? At least tell me that whether she's interested or not, where my money is going. And nobody was there to answer me.
Mm.
And that was a shock to me, that, I'm spending so much money. As a parent, I have a right to know that what my daughter is doing in the class. This is where I feel that I am communicating with the parent constantly. They can call me anytime. They can even discuss the personal things about their kids. And I have those parents that they can discuss 30 minutes. And this is what's happening at home. They're so much into the screen. This is the only time they don't watch screen. Tell me something, what can I do at home? So that connectivity, I think, working well. And that's where I get a lot of referrals from the parents itself. And I have the parents, like new customer walking in and already convinced, because they have the other parent referral. They have seen the difference and I don't have to convince them. They just see my center and they continue here.
That's really something to be proud of. I mean, when the owner's involved, that makes such a big difference. So
Absolutely. I
that's
think
really.
that's the key.
How about on the flip side? What's been frustrating?
Frustrating is, again, I would go back to the thing that when the kid is little bit on the level of the math, or if the summer is there, then parents doesn't want to invest in a subject like math or academic subject. They feel that the need
Mm.
is done, the kid is doing good, but I still feel that it's just kind of the doctor and patient relationship, that you have to finish the antibiotic course. If you don't do that, it will come back to you again, and that won't be good for you. So I think that's the flip side in this subscription based industry, that they just cancel your enrollments anytime, and then again 5 6 months they realize that they have to come back again. So I feel that consistency and keep investing in academic subjects would be most important.
Yeah, agree. Does that happen a lot where parents or students can't cancel and then you see them back again a few months later?
Yeah, I do see that. Yeah, hey Divya, can we come back? Sorry, we were sick, we were out of town. Can we come back again? I'm like, yeah, most welcome. Come on in.
Nice. As a business owner or franchisee owner, what metrics are you looking at on a weekly or monthly basis?
So monthly basis, I would say, first of all, there are a lot of avenues that I see. How am I spending my money? It's like,
Mm.
how am I getting my customers? As I talked about, spending a lot of monies on social media advertising, reaching out to the people, community events, PTA, all those stuff. So am I spending wisely or not? Am I even getting the results or not? If I getting the leads from the social media, from the Facebook or Instagram, are they even coming in for the assessment or not? Are they paying me? Are those booked or not? So that metrics I really see on an advertising perspective. Also, I see, how am I spending in my center? Am I overspending it? Am I paying properly to my employees also? So those are the metrics I see. And the most important, another metrics that I see, that, okay, how many customers are coming in, new customers enrolling, but how many customers are retention? That's my main important criteria, that, okay, I can get from the sales and marketing a lot of customers inside, and get the enrollment, but are they staying? It's the
Mm.
sign if they're staying longer that what's my quality. If they're staying longer, it means they're loving me. They love my staff. They love this product. They love being here and they're getting the improvements. That's the ultimate goal. And those are the metrics. It's the most important metrics is that retention ratio for me. How is my quality going on?
Yes, no, those are really good metrics. Thank you for sharing that. Where do you want Mathnasium to be 6 to 12 months from now?
Whenever I feel in a one word that a person who thinks about math, they have to think about my center. That should be the first thing that should come into their mind. And they should be not afraid of math when they come into the my center. They should be very happy after 1 hour of experience being here. And they should tell their parents that I would love to come here. That's where I want my center to
Mhm.
be. That fun feel, like awareness and
Yeah.
all that wise. And my all the parents who have joined me since 6 months or in the starting of my mathnasium, they should be with me even after 1 year also. That's where I can prove that how my quality, my communication and everything is working on. So that's my measure of success.
That's a nice goal. And I guess how big is your territory? Like before the next Mathnasium?
So my territory is a city of Citrus Heights and couple of miles of Roseville also. So actually I'm situated in Roseville South here. So Roseville is my zip code, but I have the territory of Citrus Heights and Roseville also. So that's pretty good territory. Another thing is that we have a nearby so many mathnasiums, which is great. So people are aware about brand and everything. We are super friendly owners also, which we help each other. I know like a lot of owners help me here, local owners, mathnasium. And parents can actually come from any city. So it's up to parents which center they
Mm.
want to select and that commute wise and everything, whatever the flexibility is for them.
The nice thing about Mathnasium is the brand is so big, right? So you don't have to worry about educating people who you are. What would you tell your younger self if you were to start over again?
Don't beat up yourself.
Mm.
Just do everything. Like it sometimes it depends on the environment and the people you meet and give you the confidence or discouragement. So don't take everything personally. And I would say at least do everything in small parts. Yes, you dream high, but make sure that you plan smaller things also, everyday things also. Once you do everyday small things, you won't even realize how far you have gone or how much you have achieved. I would give myself that advice that it's good to aim higher, but it's most and equally important to make sure that your plan includes the small parts, everyday parts also.
Yeah, no, that's great advice. As someone who's transitioned from tech to ownership, what advice would you give to people in corporate considering the same jump?
Wow, I love this question personally in this entire podcast. And the reason is because it was a sudden change for me, for my family, and for my friends also, my nearby friends. I would say my 99% of my friends are from tech industry. You name it, the company, Nvidia, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Intel, every company. I have my close friends. We sit each other with each other every day, and they were shocked the way I took this decision. So I would say the transition is hard, but if you have thought through that, made a plan, then of course you expect what to come. But the main thing that financially, I would say that you are not getting a paycheck every 2 weeks here, but you are actually taking out lot of money from your bank account and you are giving away and you are just investing. In the
Right.
next, I would say 2 to 3 years, and then you see that your money is coming back slowly. So that's the biggest thing I would keep in mind when someone wants to do this transition from the tech industry to being an entrepreneur and have a backup also. Think through all the
Mhm.
worst case. And that happened with me also. Like couple of months, my business was down, but I had those working capital and emergency funds that I can survive. So just do not
Right.
go always with the positive scenario. Even though the brand is amazing,
Mm.
everything is amazing, but there are a lot of situational things that can impact you and you will survive on that. And once you have the working capital and your breakup point meet, then I think you should be good enough. But still, getting money from the business, it takes time and be positive all the time. It will give you some stress on some of the days, some nights. You have to take NyQuil and then just sleep, but it's fine. I mean, you will get through that. And always go with your skill set. not what industry is right now demanding, what is in trend right now, or for the next 10 years. Go with the things that you actually can roll up your sleeve and do it. Math now I can teach to the kids. If my staff is not coming, if I have a shortage, any emergency that came, I can actually sit with my kids, I can understand my consumers, and I can be with them and I can teach them. So my business is running. If you're really good in
Yeah.
like cooking and everything, I feel personally, then go with that business. You understand the taste, you understand customers and everything. So that's
Right.
best. I think one of the critical thing that when you're transitioning, think about what you are really good at and you can roll up your sleeve and you can run your business.
Right. No, that's good advice. Yeah, I think the fear, right, of when you're in corporate, you have the golden handcuffs, right? You're getting paid well, it's stable, and then to go from that to, like you said, all of a sudden you're just giving money, 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 right? And that's scary. So I have to say you're very brave for what you do. So very inspiring. And if people want to get in touch with you, where can they find you?
LinkedIn is the best platform to be connected with me and professionally. And we have Mathnasium of Rosal South page also on Facebook and Instagram if they would like to connect from those platforms also. And then once I get connected, I'm always available for any advice, mentorship, or anything people looking forward.
Thank you so much, Divya, for being on the podcast today.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here. And thank you, Teresa, for giving me this amazing opportunity.
Of course, yes. And that's a wrap for today's episode. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you got value, share it, tag us, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Catch you next time on the Ascend Growth AI podcast.